Hello students, today our topic is discuss 12 marks question. Discuss the comparative anatomy of forelimbs in vertebrates. It is a 12 marks important questions. For introduction, we have to see the definition, introduction of the forelimbs in vertebrates. Forelimbs are the paired appendages present in vertebrates attached to the pectoral girdle. They show the same basic plane in all vertebrates but modified according to their habitat and function. In vertebrates, the forelimbs are paired, and there are two limbs. In human beings, we have two hands. Okay, it's our one pair. Two hands. We have two hands. It is one pair, and all vertebrates, reptile, fishes to mammals, all vertebrates contain pair of forelimbs. Okay, they show same basic plane, they lies same plane but modified according to their habitat and function. uh, for we have to see in frog or in frog, by hands we cannot touch when we are walking, or when we are running we cannot touch our hands to land. Okay, we have separate function for legs and hands in our body. According to the topic, forelimbs are hands, hind limbs are legs. Okay, in our body legs and hind limbs have separate function and forelimbs have separate function in human body. The same to same in according to their habitat and function, they modified according to their function habitat. For example, habitat means the surroundings area of the organism which are living. Okay, the habitat and function. For walking we have hind limbs, for picking or for eating we have hands. With hind limbs we cannot eat, by forelimbs we cannot walk. That's like only. Okay, it have basic plain vertebrates forelimbs. For example, it's have plain. Same, starting from pectoral girdle to it ends with phalanges. Okay, the plane is pectoral girdle, humerus, radius, ulna, carpels, metacarpals, phalanges. In our body, we have the idea of this plane. Okay, for all vertebrates, we have to discuss from one to fishes to mammals. For example, first comparative account. We have to compare the all vertebrates. First, start with fishes. Okay, start with fishes. Comparative account. In fishes, the forelimbs are modified into pectoral fins. Fins. We have hands. In fishes, it modified as fins. We don't call hands in fishes. We cannot see the hands. We cannot observe the hands in fishes. How human body have hands. Fishes, the hands modified as fins. Okay. What is the use of the forelimbs in fishes? For used for swimming, balancing and steering. Okay, these are the uses. How fish cannot walk, they can only swim. Okay, third point, endoskeleton elements are not clearly undifferentiated. They cannot differentiate the elements which have in endoskeleton. Okay, fish cannot differentiate the endoskeleton elements. Okay, fourth point, supported by fin rays. It contain rays. The fin contain rays. They can support for swimming. Okay. It is in forelimbs in fishes. We see in frog, in the vertebra amphibia. For example, we taken frog, used for walking and support the body. The use of forelimbs in fishes, frog, is walking and supporting the body. Okay, we cannot in human beings we can compare here human beings. The function of forelimbs should be different in mammals and frog. We cannot walk with our forelimbs humans. Second point, humerus is short. Okay, in our body, the humerus, we have shoulder bone, it is called humerus. We have thigh bone, it is called femoris. Thigh bone start with F, femoris. The shoulder bone start with H. Okay, it will be short in frog. It will be long in mammals. Compared to mammals and frog amphibians, the femoris will be short. Next, third point, radius and ulna fused to form radio ulna. Radius and ulna, they are fused. Same. We have similar characters in this point. We have similar characters with the mammals. We have radius and ulna. The both are should be fused in mammals also. Okay, same characteristic in frog. Next, four digits present without claves. Okay, in frog, the digits in human mammals it have more five, but according to in frog amphibia it have only four digits without claves. The claves also absent. Human forelimbs have claves. The gap or the skin between the fingers. Okay, this that is called clave. In frogs that is absent. Okay, then it is amphibia. We have to see the diagram. It is a fumerus and radio ulna. Radius plus ulna fused. It's called radius ulna and carpels and metacarpels and digit four digits. Okay. In third, lizard. Example in reptiles. Example lizard. First, we have to see a diagram. First point, use it for walking. Okay. In we have to observe the lizard. The front we have to say that hands. Okay. We call that are forelimbs. Use it for walking, for movement, locomotion. Okay. Fumerus will developed. Fumerus will be well developed, highly developed in lizards and reptiles. Okay, third point should be radius or ulna are separate. There is no radio ulna. In frog we have to compare the reptiles with frog amphibians. The radius and ulna is fused in frog. In according in we have in lizards it should be separate. There is no radio ulna. In fourth point, five digits are present with claves. They're quite opposite to frog and lizards. Here there is no claves in frog. There is a clave in lizards. These are help for grip. Okay, the digits also important for lizard because it will attract and it will give support to attach the wall. Okay, this is the four main points for lizards. We have to see the diagram. Humerus is well developed. Radius ulnar for both are separated. Carpels and five digits. Here we have to see in frog it have only four. In lizards we have five. Okay, next aves. For example, we take it as a pigeon. Pigeon, forelimbs modified into wings for flight. We have to see. We have to observe the over four topics. First topic, second topic, third topic. The function of the forelimbs are different. They are differentiated by only function. Habitat is secondary. They are differentiated by only see on the function. We have to come first of all. The first topic should be it is useful for swimming. Swimming. Second topic we have second topic frog. It is useful for jump or walk. Next lizards same function, they are walk. Pigeon they are useful for flight. Flight means fly. Okay, the functions are very different of four limbs in all vertebrates. Next second point should be some carpels and metacarpels are fused to form carpometacarpus. The fusion of carpels and metacarpels. We have to write carpels, metacarpels, carpels. Carpels, metacarpels, carpels. Use these are called carpels, metacarpus. Okay, the fusion of carpels and metacarpus is called carpometacarpus. Next third point should be digits are reduced. In lizards these are well developed and in frogs it have four, lizards it have five, but here digits are reduced means it will be decreased. Okay, for fourth point feathers form a main flight surface. Feathers are important to flight on surface. Okay, it should be fourth aves. You have to observe every point to point have different functions. Okay, it is a main point. Fifth one, women's mammalia, mammals vertebra, used for grabbing and manipulation. The forelimbs are useful for mammals are for grabbing and manipulation. We have to grab something, we have to take something. The forelimbs are used for that. Not function of forelimbs and hindlimbs are not similar in mammals or vertebrates. Any vertebra there is no similar characters of forelimbs and hindlimbs. We have to remember one thing, the function of the forelimbs are different in five vertebrates. Okay, the first is it is useful for grabbing. Second point should be Radius and ulna are separate. Same, it has same topic in pigeon. We have to see that radius or ulna are separate. There is no radio ulna, they should be separate. Third point should be 8 carpels and 5 metacarpels and 14 phalanges. We have to check once if for our plum the carpels, metacarpels and phalanges present in there only. Okay, the thumb is opposable. Okay, the thumb should be opposable. Thumb have reduced phalanges, it have only 2 phalanges. For example, we have to say remaining 4 fingers, it contain 3, but thumb have only 2. Okay, you have to observe the things. Okay, it should be mammalia. It's we have to write this easily. We have to see the diagram. Fumerus, it is well developed. Radius, ulna are separated. Carpels, metacarpels and phalanges. 8 carpels, 5 metacarpals, 14 phalanges. We have to, the phalanges are the main to grab the anything or something. Okay, here we have to see the comparative table, the difference table of vertebrates: fishes, frog, lizards, pigeon and humans, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammalia. Okay, for we have to it in fishes it modified as pectoral fin, and in coming on frog for walking limb, same in lizards also walking limb. In pigeon it is become wing, in humans it become grabbing limb. Okay, next we come to the point humerus. In fishes there is not distinct humerus. Okay, in frog it have short or reduced, not developed. Coming to lizards, pigeon and humans, it is well developed. The humerus will be well developed in pigeon, lizard and humans. Okay, radius or ulna. In fishes no distinct, there is no clear. In frog it is fused radio ulna. We have to remember that the lizard, pigeon, human have some two characters are similar, humerus and radius are ulna. Fused in frog, separate in lizards, pigeon and humans. Okay, next carpels, same as we have discussed radius ulna, same in carpels. There is no not distinct carpels in fishes. Second one, carpels are present in frog, carpels are present in lizard, carpels are fused in pigeon, and 8 carpels are present in human. Same here we have to write that carpels are fused in human, 8 carpels are fused each other. Okay, next we have to see the metacarpels. Next, metacarpals. First, there is no distinct metacarpals in fishes, and come to the next to frog and lizard. It have present, and in pigeon it are fused carpo metacarpals. In humans, the carpals are 5. Okay, digits in fish first we have fishes. It modifies digit modified as race, fin race, and second one in amphibians it have 4, and in reptiles it have 5 without claves. In pigeon aves it is reduced. Human beings it have 5 opposable thumb. Okay, the function swimming and balancing in fishes, walking and support in amphibia, walking and running in lizards, flying in birds, grabbing and manipulation in human beings or mammalia. These are the table is most important. We have to remember the table. You have to remember. Please, you have to write the table clearly and by heart the table. It is have minimum information of the forelimbs in vertebra, function and complete information of the forelimbs of vertebra in this table only. We have to listen and see the careful of this topic. Okay, in table. The conclusion of the comparison between forelimbs in vertebrates, those the forelimbs of vertebrates are homologous in origin. In origin they are same. They are they are same in origin, but the modification for different functions, when it comes to the function it will be differentiated. Okay, in all vertebrates these are paired in during origin, but come to the function it will be changed, modified. For example, swimming, for the modifications of functions are swimming, walking, flying, grabbing. This show in principle of evolution of modification. Okay, how the vertebrates forelimbs are modified. These are the modifications of vertebrates for from fishes to mammals. Okay, these are the answer. 12 marks. Thanks for watching.